In our bustling world filled with constant chatter and noise, we often overlook the profound impact that silence can have on our well-being and relationships. We crave moments of peace, yet we fill our lives with endless distractions, social media, podcasts, the news, always seeking something to fill the void. Buddhism teaches us that silence isn't just the absence of sound. It's a powerful tool for personal growth and understanding. Silence allows us to listen not just to the world around us, but to the whispers of wisdom within. Let's explore 5 key situations where embracing silence can make a world of difference. First up, let's talk about anger. Let's remember that time when someone cuts you off in traffic. Your blood pressure rises, your grip tightens on the steering wheel, and you're ready to unleash a torrent of angry words. We've all been there. It's a common scenario that can turn a good day into a bad one in an instant. Anger is a natural human emotion, but when left unchecked, it can be incredibly destructive. When we're angry, our minds are clouded, and our words can be like arrows. Once released, they can't be taken back. It can damage relationships, harm our health, and lead to regrettable actions. So, how can silence help? How can something as simple as not speaking make such a big difference? By choosing silence when we're angry, we give ourselves a precious gift, the space to pause, breathe, and reflect. This pause can be the difference between escalating a situation and diffusing it. It's like hitting a reset button on our emotions. It allows us to step back and gain perspective. Instead of reacting impulsively, we create a buffer zone, a moment of stillness where we can choose a more skillful response. This moment can be a powerful tool in managing our emotions. Think of it like this: when a storm rages, the wisest course of action isn't to run out into the chaos. We don't try to fight the storm head-on. Instead, we seek shelter, a place of calm where we can wait for the storm to pass. This shelter provides safety and a chance to regroup. Silence is that shelter for our anger. It offers a refuge where we can collect our thoughts and emotions. It allows us to weather the emotional storm without causing further damage. In the silence, we can ask ourselves, what's truly at the root of this anger? Is it the immediate situation, or is there something deeper at play? Is it the situation itself, or is it something deeper? Often our anger is a symptom of underlying issues that need to be addressed. And as we practice silence in anger, we'll find that it becomes easier to access that stillness in other areas of our lives. This practice can extend beyond moments of anger to other stressful situations. It becomes a wellspring of strength, a place we can return to again and again to find peace and clarity. This inner sanctuary can be a source of resilience and calm. So the next time you feel the heat of anger rising within you, take a deep breath and remember the power of silence. Step back from the situation, give yourself the space to think clearly, and embrace the power of silence. Let it be your guide and your refuge. You might be surprised at the transformative effect it can have. Silence can be a powerful ally in navigating the storms of life. Now, let's move on to the second situation where silence is golden. Gossip. It's often dismissed as harmless chatter, a simple way to pass the time or bond with others, but beneath the surface, gossip can be incredibly toxic. It erodes trust, spreads negativity, and causes real pain to those involved. This is where silence comes in. Choosing silence in the face of gossip is a powerful act. When we choose silence in the face of gossip, we're doing more than just staying out of drama. We're actively promoting a culture of kindness and respect, setting an example for others. By choosing not to engage in gossip, we foster an environment where everyone feels valued and respected. Think about it. Every time we resist the urge to gossip, we're making a conscious decision. We're choosing to focus on the good in others instead of their perceived flaws, highlighting their strengths. We're choosing to lift people up instead of tearing them down, creating a supportive community. Silence in the face of gossip doesn't mean we condone harmful behavior or turn a blind eye to injustice. If we see someone being treated unfairly, it's important to address those issues directly and compassionately. We must stand up for what is right, but do so with kindness and understanding. By cultivating a practice of silence in the face of gossip, we create a ripple effect of positivity. This ripple effect can spread far and wide, touching many lives. And as we consciously choose silence over gossip, we'll find that our relationships become stronger, our communities will become more harmonious, and our own hearts will be filled with greater compassion. we begin to see the world through a lens of kindness and understanding, recognizing the inherent worth in every person. This shift in perspective can transform our interactions and our lives. By cultivating kindness, we honor the dignity in every human being and create a better world for all. The third situation where silence shines is during conflicts. Conflicts are an inevitable part of life. They arise in various forms and settings, often catching us off guard and leaving us feeling unsettled. Whether it's a disagreement with a loved one, a clash of opinions at work, or a difference in values with a friend, conflicts can leave us feeling hurt, frustrated, and disconnected. These moments can strain relationships and create emotional distance. Our instinct is often to fight back, to defend our point of view and prove the other person wrong. This defensive stance can escalate the situation, making it harder to find common ground, but this approach rarely leads to a peaceful resolution. Instead, it often deepens the divide and prolongs the conflict, leaving both parties feeling more isolated and misunderstood. Silence in this context can be a powerful de-escalation tool. It allows emotions to settle and provides a moment of pause to reflect on the situation. It breaks the cycle of back-and-forth arguments and creates room for empathy and compromise. Silence can be a bridge to understanding, offering a chance to see the issue from a different perspective. When we choose silence instead of reacting defensively, we give ourselves the space to truly listen to the other person's perspective. This act of listening can transform the dynamic of the conversation. Think of it like this. When two people are shouting at each other, their words become weapons. The louder the voices, the less likely it is that either side will be heard or understood. But when we introduce silence into the equation, we disarm ourselves. This silence is not about giving up, but about creating a space for thoughtful reflection and genuine dialogue. It's about creating a space where both parties feel heard, respected, and validated. This environment fosters mutual respect and opens the door to finding common ground. It's about shifting the focus from winning the argument to finding a solution that works for everyone involved. This shift in focus can lead to more creative and effective resolutions. When we approach conflict with this kind of mindfulness, we open ourselves up to the possibility of transformation. Mindfulness allows us to be present and fully engage with the process of resolution. We move beyond the need to be right and create space for understanding, compassion, and forgiveness to flourish. This shift can lead to deeper connections and stronger relationships. We become peacemakers, bridge builders, and skillful communicators who can transform conflict into an opportunity for growth and connection. By embracing silence and mindfulness, we pave the way for lasting peace and harmony in our interactions. The fourth situation brings us to one of the most challenging aspects of human experience, witnessing the suffering of others. When we see someone in pain, our natural instinct is often to fill the silence with words of comfort or advice. But sometimes, the most compassionate thing we can do is simply be present in silence. Buddhism teaches us that silent presence can be incredibly powerful. It communicates our empathy and support without the pressure of finding the right words. In silence, we create a safe space for the person who's suffering to express themselves freely, without judgment or interruption. Think about a time when you were going through something tough. Sometimes the most comforting moments were when someone just sat with you, offering their quiet support. Lastly, let's talk about embracing silence in our own suffering. Just as we experience the joy of connection and love, we also inevitably face our own personal struggles and suffering. Loss, heartbreak, illness, disappointment, these are all part of the human experience. Silence in our suffering allows us to connect with our inner strength and wisdom. It's a chance to sit with our emotions, understand them, and find our way through the storm. When we resist the urge to distract ourselves or numb our pain, we create space for healing and growth to occur. Silence provides that space for emotional healing to take place. It allows us to process our emotions, to make sense of our experiences, and to emerge from the darkness stronger and more resilient than before. This isn't about wallowing in our pain or denying its existence. It's about acknowledging our suffering, honoring our emotions, and allowing ourselves the time and space to heal. And as we practice silence in our own suffering, we develop a deeper understanding of ourselves and the human experience. We cultivate empathy for others who are hurting. We emerge from the darkness with a greater appreciation for the preciousness of life. In the end, I want to especially emphasize that in each of these scenarios, silence isn't about being passive or indifferent. It's about making a conscious choice to create space for wisdom, compassion, and growth. By embracing silence, we're not suppressing our emotions or ignoring the world around us. We're choosing to engage with it in a more mindful and compassionate way. We're choosing to listen deeply, to observe our thoughts and feelings, and to respond with greater skill and understanding. So, the next time you find yourself in one of these situations, take a deep breath and embrace the power of silence. You might be surprised at the profound impact it can have on your life and the lives of those around you.